Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to welcome all of you. This is an exciting event for us. Last night we had a performance at the Emerald Eve, and it was really fun. It's just fun to sing with your family. So tonight we hope we do as well for you. And this is an album called What Am I Doing Here? All of the songs are original ones that I wrote. And we'll just go through each one a little bit as we do this. So I'm going to invite Miles up. This is my grandson. If you have the picture of us in front of you on your program, I am obviously me, and this is Miles.
I'm also me.
The others will introduce as we go here. Do you ever ask yourself what you're doing with life, what's happening? I had a situation where I had an aunt that was just coming home from her workplace, and she was doing everything right. And she stopped for a red light, and then she went through she was just a little ways from home, and someone didn't stop for the red light and hit her and took her out of this world. And it made me think, we think we're in control. We've got everything planned. We know what's going to happen. We don't really. And that made me think, now, what am I doing here? What do I want to leave as a legacy when I'm taken quickly or slowly or however it happens? So this is called What Am I Doing Here? What am I doing here? Lost inside my fears. I can't see. I'm caught up in my doubts. I'm trying to get out, to be me, to be free. 'Cause I really think that I could touch every star in the sky if only I could get away from me. I gotta quit fooling around, get my feet back on the ground. I can't see. The wind seems to blow me around. Waves toss me up, then I drown. I can't be me. Oh, and yes, I've wondered what life is all about. One moment you are living, the next you're ushered out. And still I get the feeling there's something I'm supposed to do. And I guess I'll always wonder now, did you ever feel it too? What am I supposed to do? Did you ever feel it too? Next one I'd like to do is called I've Got a Feeling. When I was in well, like 7th grade, I fell in love with this girl. I didn't know what love was. I just had this feeling every time I saw her. And maybe it was I was scared of her, I don't know. But I never told her. I wrote this song when I was a little later that year. And it's called I've Got a Feeling. We have Rob Marston that's just has come up. He's a wonderful cello player, and he wrote a cello part for it. And it's really awesome. This is my daughter, Ashley, and Natalie. Ready? I've got a feeling for you, and that's no lie. I've got a love for you, and I'll love you till I die. There's nothing you could do could put me down. I've got a love for you, and I'll love you all year round. There's nothing you could do could put me down. I've got a love for you, and I'll love you all year round. I've got a feeling for you, and that's no lie. I've got a love for you, and I'll love you till I die. There's nothing you could do could put me down. I've got a love for you, and I'll love you all year round. I've got a feeling for you. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to bring up the rest of the group here. Got Miles. Oh, you met Miles. Right behind him is Tobias. And over on this side is Jason. We'll have a prize for memorizing their names afterwards. Not really. Okay, this is a song. It's called Mama and Daddy. My mother was a great mother, but not anymore. No, I'm kidding, Mom. Mom's sitting on the front here. Let's have a big hand for her. She puts up with a lot and has put up with a lot with me. So This song, one of my neighbors had a kidney transplant and was doing dialysis, and for about 8 years she had a lot of problems and was in and out of the hospital. And the last time she was in, her mother was visiting her, and she said to her mother, she said, "Mom, do you see those 3 people standing there at the back of the room?" And her mother looked around, and there was no one there. And she said, "Honey, I don't see anybody there." She said, "Nobody can see them. I think maybe they've come to take me home." And she died that evening. But it was really kind of a cool thing to know that there are people there that are just waiting for us. And so here's the song. So many years ago, when I was oh so small, I had a hard time sleeping, so Mama I would call. There's so many things that's scaring me around my little bed. And Mama said, "Son, they're all just in your head." Mama and Daddy are here, so don't you ever worry, you have nothing to fear. 'Cause we will never leave you, we'll always be around. All you got to do is call, and we'll come running at the sound. Mama and Daddy are here, and you have nothing to fear. Seems like only yesterday, but now my kids are small. When they have trouble sleeping, it's my name that they call. So I put to sleep the scary things that float around their little beds. I cuddle them and give them loves and say what Mama said. Mama and Daddy are here, so don't you ever worry, you have nothing to fear. 'Cause we will never leave you, we'll always be around. All you got to do is call, and we'll come running at the sound. Mama and Daddy are here, and you have nothing to fear. I came home from work one day, I heard my neighbor's son had died. So I went to visit her, I found her sitting by his side, holding his hand and telling him without saying any words all the things that were in her heart, and this is what I heard. Mama and Daddy are here, so don't you ever worry, you have nothing to fear. 'Cause we will never leave you, we'll always be around. All you got to do is call, and we'll come running at the sound. Mama and Daddy are here, and you have nothing to fear. Mama's in the hospital, it's not good, the doctor said.
So I went to visit her to soothe the demons in my head. I told her I was sorry for all the silly things I'd ever done. She smiled at me and simply said, "You've been a kind and caring son." But now Mama and Daddy are here. Can't you see them in the corner of the room? Just over there. As I turned to look, she slipped away. Her hand went soft and free. And I swear I heard them singing the words that Mama sang to me. Mama and Daddy are here. So don't you ever worry, you have nothing to fear. 'Cause we will never leave you, we'll always be around. All you got to do is call, and we'll come running at the sound. Mama and Daddy are here. And you have nothing to fear. Mama and Daddy are here. And you have nothing to fear. Thank you. Well, when I was a much younger man, I met this beautiful girl, and I asked her to marry me outside of the, we were at BYU Hawaii, and we went out the back door, and there was this big, huge garbage can. And I wasn't really thinking about where I should ask her to marry me, but it happened in front of that garbage can. And she's never quite let me live that down, but that's another story. She said she would marry me, and then she went home for a trip, and I went on a USO tour, and when I got back, she had changed her mind. And I said, well, why don't you just keep that ring for a little longer, and then if you decide for sure not to marry me, then you can give it back. And she said she was sure right then, but she kept the ring anyway. And a little while later, she said, okay, well, I will marry you. And I said, okay. And a little while later, she said, you know, I've decided I can't marry you. And so I finally said, okay, Karen, I have this room here. I'll lock the door from the outside so no one can come in and bug you. I said, you've never really prayed about this, have you, if I can be a good husband to you? And she said, no. So I said, well, why don't you think about it? And after I came back from my lesson, I opened the door, and she thought I had locked her inside so she couldn't get out. So she was furious. She didn't realize she could have just turned the knob and walked out any time. And I said, well, what do you think? And she said, well, Steve, I'm going to marry you, and you're going to be sorry for the rest of your life. And I said, great. Okay. So I never did write her a love song, and this is the song I wrote for her after we were married. It's called High Over You. So here we go. Broken dreams and moonlight, they're all I'm left to hold. Autumn leaves lie dying I can feel myself growing cold. Aladdin had his lamp of gold to make things as he would.
Make things as he would.
You and I like sun and stone. I never understood,
Never understood.
but I'm high, high over you. High, high over you. Party lights and motor cars, they've left me all alone. Empty days and nights of stars, without you I have no dreams of my own. Merlin had his magic rhymes to make things as they should.
Make things as they should.
Me, I've got no rhymes nor prose to make myself understood.
Make myself understood.
But I'm high, high over you. High, high over you. My eyes grow dim now as tears get in the way. Once I had you close to me, how did I ever let you slip away? Some still say the springtime will bring you back to me.
Bring you back to me.
Looking at the snow-blown ground, I hope someday you'll see
Hope someday you'll see
that I'm high, high over you. High, high over you. I'm high, high over you. I'm high, high over you. Thank you. I thought it sounded like a love song. Okay, this is called Get Out. Have you ever wanted to say that to somebody? Get out! This has more to do with, well, I just won't. I'm not even going to tell you. It's a secret. You'll hear it, all right? Here we go. Get out of my life, you demon. Go and leave me alone. You've stolen my life, my family. You've destroyed my love and home. I want you out, out now. You're gonna leave me to myself. Get out of my life, you demon. How did you take control? You ain't got the right to do it. So go and leave me alone. I want you out, out now. You're gonna leave me to myself. Oh, there was a time.
There was a time
when things were different.
when things were different.
There was a time.
There was a time
when I was free.
when I was free.
But I let you in.
I let you in.
And you became me.
You became me.
Now I want you out.
I want you out.
You can't be me. Somehow I can't not do what you want me to. It's like I've got no will. How did you get control of me? 'Cause I want to own myself. You're going down, down, down. You're gonna leave me to myself. Get out of my life, you demon.
Demon.
I'm taking back control.
Control.
I'm taking back my body.
My body.
I'm taking back my soul.
My soul.
You're going down, down, down. You're gonna leave me to myself. Oh, there was a time.
There was a time
when things were different.
when things were different.
Oh, there was a time.
There was a time
when I was free.
when I was free.
But I let you in.
I let you in.
And you became me.
You became me.
Now I want you out.
I want you out.
You can't be me. 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 I want you out. Get out. Okay, this is a song. Have you ever done something you wish you hadn't done and you wish you could go back and change it? Change everything again? When I was about 6 years old, I was at my grandpa's house and he had a fruit cellar. It was covered with weeds. And so I went and got his nice, shiny, sharp shovel that he irrigated with, that he honed with that wheel thing, you know. And it was just as sharp as a knife. And I thought, wow, this would cut those weeds down great. So I went down and started cutting. And my little brother, Mike, came and stood in front of me. And he said, Mom says I can cut some of these down too. And I said, okay. But I'm cutting those down that you're standing in front of. And he said, no, you're not. And I said, yes, I am. Now, I'm an honest man. What could I do? I told him I was going to cut them down. So I said, I'm going to count to 3, and I counted 1, 2. Mike didn't move. I said 3, and I have to do what I said I was going to do. So I cut his toe off. It wasn't completely off. It was still hanging by something. Anyway, I'm not sure what happened after that. It got really wild. I know Mom and Dad took him to the hospital. I know my grandpa spanked me. Then my grandma spanked me. And when Mom and Dad got back, Dad spanked me. And Mom swears she didn't spank me, but she spanked me also. So, that's one thing I wish I hadn't done. But I do want to report to you that I have never cut off another toe from anybody for any reason. All right? This is called If You Could Go Back. Ready, Milesy? When the new day arrives, you can never go back to the night before. And when the sun rises high, you can never go back to the dawn of that day. Go back, would you do the same things again? If you could go back, would you try to make amends? If you could go back, if you could go back, but it's gone. When you leave childhood behind, you can never go back to those childhood dreams. And when you leave this life behind, you can never go back and right those wrongs. If you could go back, would you do the same things again? If you could go back, would you try to make amends? If you could go back, if you could go back, but it's gone. If you could go back, would you do the same things again? If you could go back, would you try to make amends? If you could go back, if you could go back, but it's gone. Thank you. This next one is called Home Again. When I was a wee lad, my mother read me a poem called Little Hiawatha Makes a Birch Bark Canoe, and told how he used his knife on the birch bark and it cut it off and it came off in these big huge slabs, and they put them together, and lucky for me, my next door neighbor had just planted some of those trees. And I went out there with one of my mother's kitchen knives. And after 2 hours of work, I didn't have hardly anything. So I went to report to her that there must be something wrong with the poem. And I had actually girdled both of the trees. And my mother glued it back on, but the trees died. My mother was very liberal. She didn't spank me. I'm sure she wanted to. But that's why I always wanted to go home again when things got rough. And that's what this song is about. Mother, I'll thank you to be seen and not heard. No, you can say anything you want, Mom. All right. Okay, here we go. Are you ready, Ashy? Her real name is Ashley, but we call her Ashy because it's too much work to say the L. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
Lately I've been thinking about when I was young and free, about the chains that hold me now and what I'd like to be. I see an eagle soaring through the sky so wild and free. And now I find as time slips by, I'm wishing I could be home again. And I wish I was home again. When I was young, a blazing sun, climbing up a tree. The days were long and we sang songs. I slipped and skinned my knee. I told my mom I'd like to be a bird or a baby bee. She softly smiled and told me, son, you are what you must be to get home again. And I wish I was home again. Now I've got a little one with hair a golden haze. I ask myself, what will he remember of these days? I'd like to leave him full of love and not lost in this maze. And now I find as time slips by, I'm hoping he'll find his way home again. And I wish we were home again. Home again. Wish he was home again. Home again. Okay, I'd like to do a song now called Do You Remember? And Natalie will now come up and stand here while Isla watches her do a good job. As you can tell, I had a very unhappy childhood. My mother used to read scriptures to me, the Bible. Not that that was unhappy. I enjoyed that. It had all these cool pictures of people killing each other. And, well, they were killing each other for a good reason. But one of them that I didn't like was where Herod had sent the soldiers to kill the babies. And that picture horrified me because the mothers were holding on to their babies and trying to get them away from them, and they were killing them anyway. And after, it just stuck with me all these years, and I wrote this song kind of about that. So here it is, Mother, for my happy childhood. And it was happy, all things considered. Do you remember when you were young, sitting upon Ma's knee? She told you Bible stories and how the world came to be. A child to earth, the miracle of birth of heavenly choirs on high, of shepherds, kings, and wise men seeing a new star in the sky. Of Herod's decree, the newborn babes must die. The mother screams, the mother screams, teardrops from the sky. The Messiah is here, we've ourselves to fear. There's so many fallen, I cry. Just what is right and what is wrong, none of us see eye to eye. So take a stand for this land, or tell your brother goodbye. We'll be free as long as we can see it's written in the sky. Hold fast to God, don't let him slip away. He'll take you home, he'll take me home. There's so many want to stay. Hold fast to God, don't let him slip away. He'll take me home, he'll take you home. There's so many want to stay. Do you remember?
Do you remember? Do you remember?
I can't remember.
Can't remember. I can't remember.
Do you remember?
Do you remember? Do you remember?
Thank you. This is called Places Near Yet Far, and there are a lot of those. Whoops, sorry. I've gone to places near yet far, my journey's end, it's clear. Was not this passing you call death? There's much more for me here. My body, it aches no more. My spirit flies free, it soars. Through panes of glass, I clearly see you, my friends, my family. I've run the race, my heart was good, my thoughts now turn to you. The ones I've loved and cared for most, without you, what would I do? So walk the path that leads to God. Be strong, hold on the iron rod. There's so much now that I've to do. Soon this time will end for you. more not for me, for I yet live just on the other side. With family, friends, and loved ones here, we all have peace inside. I'm sorry now that I must go. We climb towards the light, you know. There's so much now that I've to do. Soon this time will end for you. And I will smile again with you. This you must believe is true. That's it. Okay. The last song we like to do tonight, the last song on the album, is called A Storm is Gathering. And we'll have Natalie and Ashley and me. We're really the three best looking in the family.
You didn't
Oh.
need to, you didn't need to
Are
say
you
it
still
out
here?
loud, Dad.
I thought you were leaving. Okay. Just so you know, on the back, on the front of your program, at the bottom, it has the steveboothband.com. If you're interested in getting any downloads of any of this music, you can get that there. We have downloads of all the sheet music, the MP3s for singing along with, or the full thing, full albums. And in the front, we actually have some albums and a piano vocal book of all of these. We have a guitar tab book that'll be done soon. But we're just excited to be able to sing and perform for you tonight. And thank you all for coming. It's nice to see all of our friends and those who really aren't our friends but came to see others performing that are their friends. Thanks, Miles,
We're all
for
friends.
bringing your friends. All right? All right, so, and maybe we could be friends too. You know, that's not too far off. This is about Elijah the prophet. He challenged the priests of Jezebel to a duel where they both dug a big hole. They put a big cow, dead cow, and sticks and everything, and they were to pray to their gods. And first he had them pray, and they prayed all day, and God was supposed to, cause fire to come down and get rid of all of the timber and the cow and everything, but it never happened. And then when he got up, he had them dump 6 barrels of water 3 times over his. Then he called upon God, and God ate up, he sent a fire down, and it burned everything down up. So at that point, Elijah got very brave, and he killed all of the prophets of Jezebel, which were somewhere around, I think, 400. And Jezebel said he wouldn't live through the night, so he ran away. And he ran for 40 days. And he got to a mountain and a brook called Horeb, I believe. And the interesting thing was, God asked him why he was there, and so he told him. And then he said, well, come out on the mountain. And when he went out on the mountain, a great storm passed by, but God wasn't in the storm. There was lightning, thunder, a great wind came by. God wasn't in the wind. A great earthquake happened, but God wasn't in the earthquake. He was in a still small voice. And that's what this song is about. Storm is gathering, I can feel the clouds grow dark, the air grows still, a wind is waiting to blow us all away. The air is cool and I'm a fool, I walk around, there's still no sound. The rain feels nice, it washes my cares away. Ooh, how that rain does fall down. Ooh. If I stay here a while, the thunder sound and lightning thrust push me around. My heart is empty, I long to hear your voice. But you're not in the wind, you're not in the rain, you're not in the thunder, not in my pain. Your still small voice quiets my soul again. Ooh, how that rain does fall down. The time has come to leave those I've loved and go to seek my home above. I wonder how will others find their way. Was my light dim or was it bright? Did I bring some in from the cold dark night? Or was it I turning those I loved astray? Ooh, how that rain does fall down. Ooh, how that rain does fall down. Ooh. Thank you. Thanks so much for coming.